It is Tuesday, Parshas Eikev Yidalad Benachem Uftov Shin Pai Vov. My name is Gershy Schwarcz, and I'm your host with the news of the last 24 hours on Edge, July 28th, 2026. Today's episode is sponsored to you by My Home Finish for Shades, Kosher Skinny Shot, and the Business Sync Workshop, which is tomorrow, and Halo 2, High Functioning Water.
Brechende naes van de letzte 24 Schuhe jeden in de Fried. Sie gestellt sie achter Yiddish 24 on Edge.
Before we go on to air, Iran just fired ballistic missiles at Iran forces in the Middle East right now, as we speak. The American Central Command even confirmed this, saying it was a surprise attack, that every missile was shut down, and that American forces are on high alert. This is the first Iranian fire since the fighting stopped Friday night, and it comes while Netanyahu is right now sitting in the White House with President Trump on a meeting. Let's talk about tomorrow, shall we? So tomorrow, as you know, the Business Sync Workshop is hosting its first course in Fort Lee. It's starting, well, it's the 7th cycle they've done this already. The course is being given by Shmuel Moshkevitz. A lot to learn from him. If you're a business owner, about to start a business, and you struggle with what most of us struggle with, procrastination, stress, not knowing when to separate your family and your business. You know, a lot of us have these issues, and honestly, quite frankly, everyone can use a little bit of a brush up, and this guy has it out. He has a system in place, teaches you, and you will come out from there a successful family man and a successful businessman. Yes, mention on Edge, you get $500 towards the course. It's in Yiddish, so it's 718-664-6066. Again, 718-664-6066. That's the Business Sync Workshop. So, obviously, as you can imagine, for 30 nights straight, American planes hit Iran every single night. Friday night, it stopped. So, it has stopped since, up until now. Obviously, they haven't yet retaliated. Reports say Trump called off the attacks after his own people warned him. Now, the reason why they warned him, obviously, at the White House meeting that Friday, Vice President J.D. Vance and the top general Dan Kane told him America's running low on missiles that shoot Iranian rockets and drones out of the sky over its bases. Every night of fighting burns more of them because when America hits Iran, Iran fires back, as you can imagine. So with every drone they hit, interceptors get shot, and it's expensive. Well, this is a report, and we had this discussion with my chaver Moshe from Jackson and English yesterday, and also with Shragi Stern from Politisch and Netizen, also in Yiddish. You can find it in yiddish24.com or by visiting my website. I urge you to subscribe here, and you can subscribe on my website on onedgenews.com to get alerts when we release episodes, okay? Trump said Monday there is no shortage. His words, we have a lot, and we have a lot of ammunition and different types and more than anyone can imagine. With the bombing stopped, the talking obviously started again. Mediators from Pakistan, Egypt and Qatar wrote up a plan to settle the fight over the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway, obviously. Now, Iran and Oman have both said yes to it. Now it needs one more yes. Trump's. The White House is holding off until he sits with Netanyahu, which is obviously right now, they're sitting. Now, Iran's foreign ministry says that for now, the strait is still closed. The meeting is, well, obviously the blockade is hitting them hard, so that's why they probably decided to hit first. That meeting is today. Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, flew into Washington last night for the funeral of Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who died this month at 71 years old. President Trump spoke at the service today. We'll talk about it soon, but the meeting is why he came. He is bringing new intelligence on Iran's nuclear work at the Pickaxe Mountain. If you recall, if you're an honest listener, and you already know that mountain hides an underground nuclear plant, a secret one. Netanyahu is expected to show that while Iran talks peace, it is digging deeper and building more. That is Israel's worry in one line. Iran is using the quiet time to keep building. They have more on the table, obviously. 3-country agreement between Israel, Lebanon, and the United States, and America, and also the American F-35 fighter jets for Turkey, a sale Netanyahu fought hard against before. Trump says none of it has hurt the relationship. Speaking on Air Force One, he said the United States and Israel are still very good allies. So, where do the talks actually stand? Back at the same place they started. Iran wants its frozen money back, and an end to American sanctions, and a promise of no more attacks. Trump wants Iran to hand over every bit of nuclear material it has left. At a rally in Michigan, Trump said that the Iranians are also asking America to stop blocking their ships, the blockade, and asking his own two men, Jared Kushner and obviously Steve Witkoff, for cash, for money. He told the crowd, you can't bribe them, you got to beat them. And we are beating the hell out of them, he says. Inside Iran, a new propaganda video came out over the weekend, and it is called How to Kill Melania Trump and obviously Baron Trump, and makes some threats against her and against Baron Trump, Trump's son. Trump has not answered directly. His last word was, that Iran still has a chance to talk and make an agreement. After he finishes with Netanyahu, Trump plans to call the Russian President Vladimir Putin. That call is about Russia handing Iran secret information on how to attack American bases. Inside Iran, the country is hurting. Gas is short. People are lining up at the gas stations, the banks, to pull their money out. The regime is having trouble paying its terror groups. Even so, Tehran made $23 billion selling oil in the first 6 months of this year. The sanctions keep coming. Friday, Treasury Department hit 14 more people and companies in Dubai. Turkey and Iran also. Since February of last year, more than 1,000 Iranian people, ships and planes have been sanctioned. White House Press Secretary Mrs. Leavitt says that America can still hit Iran's military or its economy. Trump says if the talks fail, he is ready to go back to fighting. At Lindsey Graham's funeral, Trump was seen eating his Tic Tac candies. While talking to J.D. Vance, Netanyahu and Zelensky both sat in the same room. They also shook hands. He also said that for 30 years, so over 30 years, nothing happened in Washington without Lindsey Graham knowing about it. Then he told the story of how the two of them started out as enemies back in the 2016 primaries. To get back at him, Trump read Graham's private cell phone number out loud in the middle of a speech in front of millions of people listening. Today at the funeral, he recited that same phone number from memory. The room laughed. Overseas, the attacks are continuing, obviously, as you can imagine. A massive wave of drones linked to Iran hit Kurdish radar bases in Erbil, Iraq, overnight. Now, over the Dead Sea, Israel and Jordan forces shot down incoming drones. Israel says the drones were fired by Iran-backed Islamic terrorists in Iraq. The Israeli Air Force shot down one drone at the border without sounding alarms. The military says this followed their normal rules. In Saudi Arabia, drones targeted major oil facilities. Smoke was seen on the pictures obviously taken from space. Saudi officials blamed armed Iraqi groups for this attack, but Houthi Islamic terrorists in Yemen said they did it and they claimed responsibility. They say they targeted the Yanbu oil port. Though Iran is technically not attacking during the ceasefire, these terror groups are funded by Iran, as you can imagine. Israel, Lebanon, and the United States are holding direct talks in Rome next week. The meetings will focus on making special test zones bigger in southern Lebanon. They will discuss moving the Israeli military to new areas. They will also work to solve arguments over the border. Lebanese army also uncovered a hidden weapons stash belonging to Hezbollah. They found the weapons in one of the new test zones that the terror group recently left. This is the first Hezbollah target found since the test program began. Hezbollah is also having a hard time bringing new supplies to its bases in southern Lebanon. Lebanese officials say that national army has taken tighter control over important roads. That has dropped the secret moving of weapons from Syria by nearly 30%. At the same time, officers from Iran's Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, are stepping in. They are actively helping the terror group upgrade its missiles and drones. Leaders from Hamas are in Cairo for meetings. They are sitting down with other Palestinian groups and activists. They are also meeting with officials from Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey. The talks are focused on trying to move into the second phase of President Trump's peace plan. Well, I would say they're strapped for cash. That means the aid and everything else. For 2 years, the world counted Gaza's dead-offs lists from the Hamas Health Ministry. Doctors, nurses, paramedics, all counted as civilians. Now Hamas and Islamic Jihad are putting out their own lists, naming the fighters they lost. At least 80 names appear on both. A researcher named Salo Eisenberg matched them up, and the Times of Israel confirmed it. One was mourned as the nursing supervisor at Kamal Adawan Hospital and the head of Gaza's nursing system, and Hamas lists him as a fallen fighter from Beit Hanun. Another ran the nutrition department at Nasser Hospital. Islamic Jihad lists him as a commander. The ministry counts us about 72,000 dead and has never separated fighters from civilians, as you can imagine. The Israeli military accepted that total, but it says it's still working out how many were actually fighters. Let's talk about your shades, shall we? You know when My Home Finish gives you completely hassle-free service run by 100% Heimish Yidden. Okay, Heimish Yidden comes down, sees to your windows, measures them accurately. You know how many times you can get off. You can be off with measurements, so like more than 90% of the time. So here they are. They come down, hassle-free service. They get, and also you mentioned on edge, you get 5 to 10% discount on your shades, blinds. They're the best in the industry. let's say, My Home Finish. Services Muncie, Monroe, Upstate, and entire New York City area. Plus a special offer, like I said, On Edge gets you 5 to 10% discount again. 5 to 10% discount off your order if you mention On Edge. Call them today on 845-372-6613. Again, the number is 845-372-6613. You can also visit them online, myhomefinish.com, or email them at info@myhomefinish.com. The Trump administration is placing a new 12.5% import tax on tariffs on goods coming into the U.S. from Israel. The U.S. government says this new tax is for countries without strict rules against forcing people to work, like hard labor. The government says Israel doesn't do enough to stop goods made by forced labor. That failure to stop is what caused the new tariffs, as you can imagine. Now to Israel, obviously, and the Gzeras Hagias. Nothing has changed. Bochurim are still being arrested, as you can imagine. 2 weeks ago, the Haredi parties got a law through the Knesset to stop the arrests for about 6 months, to buy time until the matter could be settled properly. They never got one. They never got even 1 day out of it. Lapid's party and Lieberman's party and 2 secular organizations ran straight to the High Court and the court froze, obviously, the law the next morning before it even protected a single bocher. This is the same court that started all of it. 2 years ago, it ruled there was no more legal basis to leave the B'nai Yeshivas alone, ordered that the army has to draft them, and ordered the yeshiva money to be cut. Every law in the Haredi party, every law the Haredi party passes right now, every law the Haredi parties pass to hold it back. This court. The court has obviously taken them up, Today, 9 of its judges sat to decide whether to erase the law for good. The government refused to send anyone and said the judges had made up their minds before it even began. By the end of the day, the court left the freezing standing, and the law still does nothing. So basically, the arrests go on, and the final ruling is expected, obviously, soon. Now, let's talk about the next. The next story is still in Israel. Masked attackers went to Channel 12 news station in Israel and threw bricks at the property. They also left a letter threatening to kill them. The letter demanded an apology for the station's reporting of the State Heiman military base investigation in Gaza. The message was very clear, warning next time the brick will hit one of your heads. Police have started an investigation into the damage. The attackers have not yet been identified, and no arrests have yet been made, obviously. Moving on to the war in Russia and Ukraine. Overnight, Ukraine sent close to 400 drones at Moscow and the region around it. Most of them were shot down far out, and 81 closer into the city. The city itself wasn't hit, they say. Outside the city, a big storage warehouse caught fire, and in the town of Shekov, a drone hit an apartment building and damaged 2 apartments. Nobody was hurt. All in one night. It's the 3rd time in a row that they did this. Kosher Skinny Shot, Halo 2 high functioning water, is the best water you could find out there in the market that is actually tasty and also has a high pH level of 9+. Purified water, alkaline, and obviously magnesium, potassium. It does all the electrolytes. In other words, it helps your body stay hydrated throughout the very hot, the very mid-heat of the summer, and as well, it keeps you refreshed. Your mind thinks clearly when you drink proper water with high balanced water with high balanced pH water. All right, and Kosher Skinny Shot, 845-456-8924. Kosher Skinny Shot is there for you when you want obviously change your lifestyle, lose some weight. The only way I could see this happening is by obviously signing up with Kosher Skinny Shot, or you can go on a diet and then go on a round thing, or you can go do yourself the shots, but then you'll be alone in the water. The idea to get yourself onto a program that actually guides you, checks for risks, has doctors on board to make sure that you're safe, is Kosher Skinny Shot. That's why you should call them on 845-456-8924. Massive wildfires are damaging, basically, and burning out of control across France and Spain. About 330,000 people have been forced out of their homes. Nearly 4,000 more were ordered out today from tourist spots on the Atlantic coast, as the heat came back and the fire west of Bordeaux started moving again. 93 firefighters have been injured in fighting. The extreme heat created a special type of weather in France called pyrocayumulonimbus. Can you pronounce that? Yeah? Okay, this is a giant fire also that could basically, in other words, that starts more fires on the ground just because it spreads very, very fast. The volunteer firefighters died. 2 of them, died trying to put out a fire in the French city of Laon. The danger is very, very high near Bordeaux, where one wildfire is just 9 miles away. Bordeaux Mayor Thomas Cazenave says officials are preparing to move more people out of their homes. The French president visited the fire zone and told the public they will win the battle together. Meanwhile, wildfires are also burning across parts of the United Kingdom and Wales area. Prince William says that the fires are a strong reminder of changes in the climate. We don't know more information so far. In northern Paris, a man stabbed 3 women on the street yesterday. The man attacked without warning and yelled Allahu Akbar and said that Allah sent him to kill. People on the street managed to stop him, but 2 of the victims were seriously injured. Police arrested the man on the scene. French police say that they are not treating the stabbing as a terror attack right now. Welcome to France. Okay. 2 masked men broke into a shul outside Paris on Sunday night and stole between 12 to 15 Sefer Torah. They climbed the wall from the courtyard next door and came in through the roof and got past the alarm and the cameras. They took nothing else, not one other thing in the building, only the Sefer Torah. The rabbi of the shul of Louvois-Perret found it on Monday morning while he was getting ready for a bar mitzvah. Police have footage of the 2 men and are looking for a car that may have taken them basically away, a getaway car. A former hostage held by Hamas for 2 years just completed a special Sefer Torah. Ram Breslavsky was rescued after a very long captivity in the terror tunnels. Brutal captivity. While he was missing, a Torah was written as a schus for a safe return, and it was left unfinished until the day he came home. Now free, Breslavsky, who actually painfully removed all his tattoos, wrote the final letter himself, the Os and the Sefer Torah, which was beautiful. A group of the Alliance of Rabbunim of the Islamic countries visited the palaces of the Qatari ruler today. They went to comfort Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani over the death of his father, Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa al-Thani. The group was led by Turkey's Ashkenazi chief rabbi Mendel Chitrik, and he was joined by his son, Rabbi Lewi Chitrik. Rabbi Lewi manages the Jewish activities in Qatar. Iran's chief rabbi Yehuda Gerami also attended. Together they showed respect on behalf of the Jewish communities living in Muslim countries. In New York, a bowling alley that has been open for the area for over 65 years has new owners right now. Woodmere Lanes on Broadway Avenue was purchased by a group of frum Yidden, Jewish investors. The new owners are fixing up the space so Yidden can spend time there. The bowling alley will now be closed for Shabbos and Yom Tov, obviously, and the restaurant inside will be turned into a kosher restaurant. It will operate under the supervision of the Vada Kashrus of the 5 towns. President Donald J. Trump's administration just filed an emergency request because of the SAVE Act, right, with the Supreme Court. They're asking the judges to let a presidential order on mail-in voting start right away. The order puts new limits on mail ballots. The government wants to use the rules before the November elections, which is just 98 days away. Lawmakers are voting to approve Jay Clayton today, and he was approved as the new Director of National Intelligence. A 12-year-old boy named Jacob Freitas was killed by a stray bullet in the Bronx from criminals. He was killed, and he was the son of a retired NYPD sergeant. The shooting happened just 1 day after his mother bought him a new bicycle. Now his mother is blaming New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani for the gang violence in the area. The tragedy started major protests. Hundreds of people gathered on the Upper West Side for a Unite Against Hate rally. They directed their anger at Mayor Mamdani over rising crime, recent stabbings, and growing anti-Semitism. Mayor Mamdani's government is also getting strongly criticized over another issue. The city's Department of Finance published a list on the internet. The list names and all the homes and addresses of nearly 1 million property owners. The public list targets people who might have to pay the state's new tax. The tax is for second homes and empty apartments. Critics say the list is a major privacy risk because it shows people's personal information. NASA is planning to send people back to the moon. And when that happens, 2 spaceships will have to find each other high above the moon and join together with asteroids inside. That is a very hard thing to do, so NASA wants to practice it first with nobody on board. On Friday, NASA hired a company called Advanced Space to send up 2 small satellites. Will arrive in 2027. They will circle the moon and fly right up next to each other over and over, steering themselves and talking by radio, obviously, until they get it exactly right. Each one weighs about 880 pounds. A Lockheed Martin company is building them. While they are up there, they will also photograph the moon and measure how much dangerous radiation is floating around out in space. A boy in Bnei Brak was run over by a car yesterday and walked away without a scratch. He was crossing at the corner of Kanaman and Kibbutz Gulios with his older sister, who was pushing the stroller. In the middle of the crossing, his yarmulke fell off, and he turned around back to the road to pick it up. The car came into the intersection, and that second, it hit him and drove right over him, but people ran over expecting the worst, but Baruch Hashem, the boy stood up on his own, not a scratch. Nissim. Why as Capital Group? The answer is always yes. For loans on your investment properties, 718-831-2168. No closing costs. Find out. Mention on Edge. Arrive Express, 845-622-1111 or 845-254-1111. Protobyte, 347-354-1237. They design software, websites. Protobyte, the best in the industry. And then you have Shawarma Delight. Well, Thursday night, they open till late. You can get jahanun, shawarma, and chulent, yapchik, and everything, all the goodies. Shawarma Delight also offers free ices for kids. If you mention on Edge, you get a free drink. Shawarma Delight is right off exit 14, which is in Monsey, in the Spring Valley Marketplace. You could stop by for Minyan Mincha Maravan every Thursday night, going in or out from the country. And that is the news for you, my friends, today. Have yourselves a wonderful day.
Halt mit de wichtige News van Tag jeden Tag on Edge. Zugestellt Theater Yiddish 24, de einzigste